I'm Mia, and this is my first time doing my makeup like this in like 2 weeks. But no, this is my first time being able to sit down and do my makeup since getting back from my New York trip, so hi, hello. So the last time I filmed something was Tuesday, March 17th. It's currently the 31st as I do this, so also a Tuesday, hence 2 weeks. But yeah, first time, again, doing this since New York, so it's gonna be a little, you know, just gonna tell you what happened, what I did, who I saw, what I ate, a little, you know, makeup and yap. You know how it is. So yeah. I am also 100% totally pivoted from what my original idea was, so c'est la vie. But I'm gonna first go in with the transition palette from Dominique Cosmetics, and I just want to get a little bit of neutrals down. But no, obviously, hello, I'm back. I got back Thursday, the 26th. I'm taking some of the shade Natural and then Caramel mixed together, and I'm just gonna do a little definition. But no, got back. My train got back at like 4:48. We were running 10 minutes ahead of schedule, and then no, because they hate me and think that I don't deserve to go home early, even though my friend's train got back 20 minutes early. I'm like, you know what? Rude. You know what I said? Somebody had booked the seat across me, blah, blah, blah. Somebody booked the seat next to me, too, which, whatever. Obviously. Girl on my right, because I was on the window seat at a table. The person across from me, it was a family of 7 that were on the train together. So the table on the other side of the train, like on the other side of the aisle, was the wife and 3 children. The father booked 2 seats for himself so he could sit and lie down, and kept shooing away the children anytime they came to see him, because he's a man. But no, left Thursday. It was one of those, like, I'm so tired, I want to go back early. Like I was saying that to my friend when they were leaving. But then when Thursday came around, I'm like, do I have to go back? Like, I really don't want to go back to work. And I went back, like, I went straight back into work. Like, I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's just one of those, But I ate a lot. I saw a lot of shows. I saw 5 shows. That's so many. Like, we're gonna be honest here. That's a lot. And I probably could have fit a 6th one in if we had done, like, Moulin Rouge the Sunday night, because that was, like, the only, like, evening show. Or Little Shop of Horrors, but I did sell my Little Shop ticket. Got paid for it, so. Sorry. And then I'm gonna pack a little bit of Natural and Frothy. But, so when we got in Saturday night, got in at like 5 o'clock. You know, we changed. We were gonna go eat, and then we were gonna go see Death of a Salesman. Right? Right. We were in line for Los Tacos #1. Fantastic. I got the pork and chicken opposed to the carne asada again. So fantastic. My friend was like, oh my god, these are really good. I'm like, well, I wouldn't bring you to somewhere that I didn't actually like. Like, I know I have no say in the New York food scene, but I'm like, these were tasty. They're like, oh, my tickets still haven't been emailed. I'm like, what do you mean? Our show's in like 2 hours. Yeah, my friend bought their tickets for Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Their train back to Boston was Tuesday at 2:30. Which is funny because they did that another time for something else. So they had to sell their tickets. I did find 2 orchestra seat tickets in the theater app. Not sponsored, like, I was legit, like, shout out for the lady who was selling them 2 seats. So we still got to see it. It was very good. I know nothing about the original material. It is the most Tony Bait production I've seen in my entire life. Because, like, something like Death of a Salesman that's been revived like a million times, gonna be a little baity. You throw in Nathan Lane and Lloyd Metcalf to that equation, it's very baity. So again, it was very good. I adore Nathan Lane, so shout out Nathan Lane. Most Tony Bait production I've seen in my entire life. And then I'm going in with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics X May Pang Rodden palette. And I'm going to go in with a mix of Spoil and then some of Damp. But no, so my friend and I, we saw 2 shows together, and then I saw 3 on my own. On whatchamacallit. We didn't see anything Sunday. We had Din Tai Fung reservations instead. It was perfectly fine. Like, it was good, but like the way everyone made it seem like it was gonna be the best food I've had in my entire life. Again, it was perfectly fine. Those chocolate mochi xiaolong bao, those are the best thing I ate the entire trip, not gonna lie. And that, whatchamacallit, the sea salt cream, fantastic. But no, so we saw Death of a Salesman Saturday night when we got in, and then we saw the 25th annual Putnam County Spellin' Bee Monday after a failed Brooklyn attempt because the train got delayed, and then we went, oh hey, we don't have time to go to Williamsburg now. Which, we still enjoyed ourselves, I think, unless they lied to me. That was very good. Unfortunately, one of the actresses I really wanted to see, Jasmine Amy Rogers, the actress that played Boop in, played Betty Boop in Boop, obviously before it closed. She's supposed to be Olive. And I was like, oh my god, you know, I miss Boop, I really wanted to see her, blah blah. She's in a very limited run of something at the time. And it turns out, like, the cast members total were understudies. I'm like, oh. Like, not like funny, haha, but I'm like, it's just, you know. One of the main, Parfait is played by Artie from Glee, so I could not take him seriously the entire time. I'm like, please. Also, the fact that's a 30, like, I know obviously they can't actually get elementary schoolers to play, a show 8 times a week. But again, the fact that it's a 30-something-year-old man, I'm like, that's just hilarious. I'm not putting anything on this brush, I'm just using it to kind of get those edges blend back out. But I went into that one, I went into everything blind. I did not see anything, I have not listened to anything before any of these shows, so I went into all of my shows blind as a bat. But it was so fun and so cute, and the winner is not who I thought it was going to be, because like from the moment they opened, I'm like, it's going to be that one winning, blah blah blah. I was close, but no. And then back with the Dominique Transitions palette, I'm going to go in with some of just caramel and then a little bit of coffee beans. I just want to deepen this outer edge out a little. But we also went to the American Museum of Natural History, I think it is. It ended up being so nice that day, and we both forgot our cameras because my brother got me a set of Fujifilm disposables for Christmas. So I'm like, oh, I'll bring these with me, blah blah. My friend bought a digital camera. We both forgot our cameras that day. I'm like, wow, this is not so fun, not so fresh. Like, we hate this for us. So, say la vie on that front. But we spent a good while at the museum on Sunday. I'd say like the 4 hours, because obviously we're like, you know, if this was Boston, we could spend the entire day here, whatever. But like, we have other things we wanted to do, other things we wanted to see, yada yada yada. I think I only bought 1 pin at the museum, but we might have gone a little ham. They might have gone a little ham, just generally shopping wise. I was being responsible until I accidentally bought a sticker pack that was $20 because I didn't check the price before checking out, and then she told me my total. I'm like, my socks are $14. What do you mean? There's an additional $20. Different place. Lockwood and Greenpoint. But I'm like, oh. But I didn't go as heavy-handed as I thought it was gonna be. But I'm not. I like shopping. I hate making decisions. So, say lovey. And then I'm going in with a little bit of just coffee beans and doing my little smudgy. But I specifically wanted to get a pin from the museum because I like museum pins. I got one from the Met, so I'm like, I want one. I haven't put it on my bag yet, but it's little, it's round. It has the dinosaur on it. It wasn't even the decisions, it's just, like, I don't like any of these pins. They're all kind of big and clunky. I did almost fall asleep during the Galaxy show. Well, it was a planetarium, so it was very dark. It was a slightly rounded, you know, screen. And then they had Pedro Pascal in there, and so I'm like, this is just setting me up for a nap. And like literally just as I was like getting comfortable, like I wasn't actually gonna fall asleep, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop like tilting my head up so much I hurt. I'm gonna like just kind of relax is when it ended. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, guess all that was for naught. I was out of raging headache Sundays. Not to sound like an addict, I did not have any caffeine Saturday or Sunday. So come Sunday at like 12 o'clock I had a raging headache, and I was like, I need caffeine in me or I am gonna dip and go back to the hotel room for the rest of the day. We finally found one after like 4 CVS's. But like, 'twas a little ridiculous. Alright, I need to go find some lashes, but I will be back, unfortunately for you. Alright, hello, I'm back with some lashes. Finally, I dallied. Maybe not a good idea, but alas. I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrop. Surprise. But yeah, New York, yada yada yada. But no, my friend left Tuesday. We did a very like light day. What did we do? We went to some more like anime bookstore. They bought so much stuff. Part of it was for their partner, so I guess. Then we also went to the Nintendo store. They got a few things. I think a few for them and a few for their partner as well. I felt so bad because I did not end up going down to the train station with them like I had every intention to. I was so tired. Like, they took an Uber anyway, so like to the train station at home, obviously. That would have been a $1,000 ride. And then this is from Paula's Choice. It's the Pro Collagen Peptide Plumping Moisturizer. My new one. But like I literally just stayed in my hotel room and sat for like an hour. I'm like I need to go do something just because I'm not wasting the entire day in my hotel room. But I ended up going down into the Soho area. I got a latte. Well, I don't know if latte is the right word because I think it was literally just a shot of espresso. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. But I was like, you know what? There's this place called Buddy Buddy, and they do like nut butter lattes. So they had one called Fruity Buddy, so it was like a peanut butter and jelly one. So I'm like, oh, it was literally just oat milk and jelly. I'm like, it was good for like the first third of it, and then the rest of it was like not great. So I'm like, maybe we won't. But I drank part of a coffee, so that's what matters. Their brand and colors were very cute. They had a very nice like muted blue. I was in a muted blue top. I wore colors on Tuesday. I had a muted blue top, which I might get my nails in that color with like a unicorn aurora chrome, and burgundy pants. I was living my best life, contrary to what my brother said about my outfit. And then I'm going in with the About Face Beauty, the Performer Skin Focus Foundation in F2 Olive. I was doubting my shade for a second, and I swatched it on the back of my hand, and I went, where is my foundation? So, I also wore, I didn't wear as much makeup as I thought I would, and this happens every time, but I wore my F1 concealer out, and like I asked my friend, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like, are my neck and my face the same color, concealer, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah. They're like, I didn't even realize you were wearing concealer. It's like soap. They're like, I thought you were just like having a good skin day. I'm like, babe, this is the olive tone concealer. They're like, well, at least that confirms your, you know, suspicions. I'm like, yeah, but like, damn. I'm like, I hate this. Just, not hate it, but like, fair olive shades don't exist, really. Or at least good ones don't. Which is why I'm going in with a very light hand of this, because F2 is too dark. I did end up, I was kind of planning on it, and then I kind of forgot about it, but I did just stumble upon the Boy Smells store, and I did have that on my list. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in. One of the stores, the Lockwood store we went to on Monday, they had some like of the small perfumes. You know how different variety stores can, you know, have different things out and yada yada. Like, wow, I don't really like any of these, but you know, I found the store on my own. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go in. They have candles, they have other scents, blah blah. I didn't end up walking out with the perfume. They apparently have a New York exclusive called the Big Apple, or just Big Apple. It's an apple scented fragrance. I know, who could have foreseen this? But I really like apple scents. Like, I had returned it because I was like, damn, I don't have the money to be spending on this right now. So I was like, financial, no. But I love the Ellis Brooklyn apple one, so I ended up getting Big Apple. And I really liked the little watermelon body mist they just came out with. And the sales girl was doing a very good job at her job. Like, shout out. She's like, oh, you know, if you buy two, get 15% off. I'm like, I wait. Like, I get the Big Apple one because I can't get it here. And I get the watermelon one with the Sephora sale with 20% off. She's like, that's a good idea. But the store was so cute, and it was like so like periwinkle lavender. Best color combination there was. But the watermelon the watermelon body mist smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher, and I kind of need that in my life. This is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer in Fair Neutral 2. Also, my friend and I missed seeing Sean Hattasey. He was apparently doing Seth Meyers promo one of the days we were there, because they sent me a video. They're like, dude, I'm throwing ourselves down a flight of stairs. Like, how could we do this? I don't know if I can say I saw any celebrities in the wild, because I saw 4. 3 of them I paid for. One of them was coming from one of the shows. It was about 5. I saw Diplo. I don't give 2 flying fickle facts about him. I saw Ben Affleck just walking past, just out stage door. I'm like, sir. I text my father. He's like, did you talk to him? I'm like, no. I'm like, he was doing his thing with his kid. I'm like, I wasn't gonna. I'm like, I didn't pay to see him. I'm not gonna bother this man. And no offense, I've liked Ben Affleck in approximately one thing. I'm not gonna bother him about Gone Girl. Like, also, I was here for my 2 people, and I was getting the fuck out of there after that. I'm like, also, I only know it was Diplo because the girls next to me at stage door were like, oh my god, that was Diplo. I'm like, a very angular blonde man. Surprise, surprise. So, I should have hydrated my skin a little more. It's not going very well. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour in very light. Like usual, I'm just using what I have. Maybe? Can I get this open? Are my hands too slippery for this? Am I? I got it, finally. But Tuesday after my little shopping, what did I even do for dinner? Did I do anything for dinner? Because I didn't do the ramen place I was planning on. I was just, like I said, I was so tired. Oh, I went to Fonty's Deli in Dukan. I got a chicken tikka and nanini. It was not that good. Like, the chicken and the naan and the pickled red onions were fantastic. I like my tikka masala sauce to be considerably more spiced than what they were serving. So again, it was perfectly fine. It was not my preferred tikka masala sauce style, if you will. Like it wasn't that heavily spiced, and it wasn't spicy at all. But no, Tuesday I saw Dog Day Afternoon, and I have several things to say about it. Because it was better paced than the movie, but that's because they cut out a lot of the movie, and they also changed the ending, which makes sense, like, production value wise, because I'm like, you can't, with the set that they had. There's also a movement set, but they cut out a lot of the crowd stuff, which, you know, really helps hammer in their anti-cop, you know, rhetoric. And they had the audience be the crowd once, but like the crowd shows up a lot throughout the movie, because, you know, it goes from inside and outside, and they don't really capitalize on that. But I have caught my white whale. I finally met Jon Bernthal after canceling on 2 Comic-Cons in a row on me. So I have his autograph. I have a picture with him. He called me sweetie. I'm good. I'm done. I also met Ibn. I've never heard his name pronounced. I actually don't know. And then the actor that played Leon, thankfully was a queer actor, not a cis dude like they did the first time with Chris Sarandon. Also, I always thought that Chris Sarandon and Susan Sarandon were siblings. I did not realize they were exes. So that's on me, but my father didn't know that either, so that's on him. But while the play had its faults, I am getting Jon Bernthal on that Tony train now. I had my doubts with him because I'm like, he doesn't have a little pep in his step. He isn't whimsical, and he's not. But he can be sad, pathetic, and yearning, and that's what matters. Like when he's crying out for Leon, 10 out of 10. Girl. He's also not as tall as I thought he was going to be. Like, I'm not tall, so like everyone's taller than I expect, but like he was not that tall. I'm like, sorry, my brother in Christ. And this is from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the hybrid blush in the shade Petal. The 2 girls that were sitting next to me, I had a very good seat actually. It was at the August Wilson Theater, which is where Cabaret had been earlier. I had a bad feeling they were just there because they went, oh my god, Jon Bernthal's so hot. Because they were reading through the playbill and, you know, the credits. Like the acting credits, like where they've been. They're like, oh my god, I didn't know the 2 of them were in the bear together. I'm like my brother in Christ, how do you not? And I was talking to, because I went to the bank the other day, because I was just going to talk to my favorite, yesterday actually, to my favorite bank teller, because we both love Jon Bernthal, and it was like, okay, it's Monday, he's usually there. And the manager was there. I'm like, hey, no, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, he'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, I will not be today, obviously. And I'm like, I know he won't be here Wednesday either. She's like, no, he'll be here Wednesday, which is why he's not here today. I'm like, you evil. I was like, oh, I wanted to tell him about my trip, about the actor. We both like, blah, blah. So she's like, oh, what actor? I'm like, oh, Jon Bernthal. She's like, oh, I love him. I love Jon. I'm like, are you too close enough to be calling him Jon like that? She's like, he's in a limited series on Netflix. I'm like, his and hers. I'm like, I know. I'm like, believe me, I know the Jon Bernthal filmography coming out. But I want to go gloat in his face. Probably do it tomorrow, because I might need change tomorrow, honestly. But I was like, you know, when I told him about the whole thing, he's like, oh my god, he's like, I love Jon Bernthal. I'm like, girl, same. So I'm like, I wanted to see him. My bank teller, I mean, obviously I wanted to see Jon Bernthal, but I wanted to see my bank teller to be like, oh my god, I saw the love of our life. This is from Nabla. This is the Petite Close-Up Blur and Powder Blush. Oh, this is the Close-Up Blur and Powder Blush in the shade Petite. But he called me sweetie. I was I've never met a celebrity outside of Comic-Con, so like it's a little different. But like not really. But like I was physically shaking on my way back to the hotel. I'm like, girl. And now I'm kind of like in a, I don't need to watch Jon Bernthal. That happened the last few times I met a celebrity at Comic-Con too. Like I met them and then I'm like, I'm good. I'm kind of done with them. I have a bad feeling that's kind of what's happening now. I.P. John Bernthal. 2022 to 2026 in my heart. And then this is from Colourpop. This is the Super Shock Shadow in the shade Seismic. My poor, my beloved. Wednesday was a double show day. Wednesday I was exhausted. I was done. My Tuesday night I was done. I'm like, if I didn't have 2 more shows, I would have gone to Amtrak and been like, please get me home. But I saw Cats the Jellicle Ball. I also went into that entirely blind. I've never listened to Cats. I've never watched the movie Cats. But now I don't want to say this about a British person, but unfortunately Andrew Lloyd Webber does know what he's doing in terms of the writing. But it was so good. Because they reimagined it to be like the New York queer ballroom culture. So it was thankfully all queer and drag and trans performers, and it was fantastic. At least I'm hoping it was, because that would be kind of redundant at this point. Again, I know nothing. The only thing I know is the song Memories, and that's literally all I knew. But it was so good. It was basically one big episode of Pose. Like, it was just, the entirety of it was like mostly competition, and it was just so good. They did have a skit up for like 3 or 4 minutes when Andre de Shields made his appearance as Ode to Deuteronomy. And I'm like, yes, I love Andre. Shout out, fantastic, beautiful. I'm exhausted. I don't want to stand on my feet for the rest of the song. But obviously I did. I wasn't being rude and sitting down when everyone else was out. But it was so energetic, so upbeat, besides the 2 people in front of me. Because they were abnormally tall, and none of the seats on either sides of them were... All the seats on either side of them were empty. So I couldn't see over them. And they were, again, very abnormally tall. So they were... It was a fairly angled seat too, so I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be fantastic. This is a perfect view. Like, it was to the point that I was like, well, I'll just hop down 1 aisle. I didn't. I was polite. And finally on to lips. This is from MAC. This is the lip liner in the shade Cool Spice. No, I just ended up door dashing to the hotel on Wednesday for dinner, and like, I'm not going back out. I'm like, I'm staying in my hotel until I have to go back out. Again, I was just exhausted. And it's really funny because I was talking to my coworker like the day before I left, because we were on shift together. He's like, oh, you know, manager has me opening 5 days in a row next week. Monday through Friday. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, I get back Thursday night. I told her that. Like, maybe she just hadn't finished my schedule. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, I'm like, just let you know, I can do Sunday as well. That way it's not stupid for me to come back for 2 days and then have my usual days off. She called me, she's like, oh my god, she's like, I thought you wanted the entire week off. I'm like, I submitted time off from Saturday to Thursday. If I wanted more time off, I would have submitted more time off. And then, so you know, she has me on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get a notification at my hotel room Wednesday night that, oh, you know, post an update to your schedule. And it said only Monday, so I texted her. I'm like, girl, I'm like you suddenly hate me, blah, blah, blah. She called me when I got back. She's like, no. She's like, I need you on Monday, this. I'm like, I don't care about the Monday. I'm like, it's the fact that it's only Monday. She's like, oh, she's like, the schedule must have not gone through. So I'm doing a 40-hour work week this week. The girl I also don't like that quit in November texted me on Wednesday night. I'm like, she's like, oh my god, just checking it. Hey, just checking in on you. And I'm like, who is this? She's like, it's me. I'm like, I had to text the kid who's leaving in April. I'm like, this is her number, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. But Wednesday night, I saw Oh Mary. Now, I might need to re-see it when it comes to Boston, just because I was so tired by the end of the trip that I might have just been annoyed and like ready to leave. Because like, it was entertaining, John Cameron Mitchell, maybe? I don't know the actor's name. Whoever's playing Mary, I think wrote and originated the role of Hedwig in The Angry Inch, was currently playing Mary. He was fantastic. I am just not familiar with his work, so I'm not 100% on his name. But the person playing Mary's teacher was Simu Liu, and I made the joke to my father, and he, obviously it's not his fault, he's just an actor in it. He hates the Shang-Chi movie, like hates it. He's like, it's so bad, everyone in it is so bad. Simu Liu is much better in this than he was in Shang-Chi. He's much prettier in person. He's very, very nice. He's a very nice man. I have his autograph and a photo with him as well, so I sent it to my father. He's like, you suck. I'm like, I know. But I had him take the photo. I'm like, my arms are not. He's like, no, there's no guarantee your arms are shorter than mine. And then he looks at me, I'm like, yeah, I know. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the, Jesus Christ, Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer in the shade Water Brat. But also I bought a partial view seat, and the only thing I couldn't see for about 2 seconds was Mary's face when she was in a chair. Like, that's literally the only thing. I saw everything else perfectly, and I know my seat was like $70 cheaper than the one next to me. So, shout out. I think I was row G or L. No, I was L. It was G or H. It was like one of those, but it was a very good seat for, it was still $99, which is on the more expensive side for me. But partial view. I missed about that much for 2 seconds, and it was a facial expression. I was fine. But again, it was perfectly, it's 80 minutes, so beautiful, fantastic. Mary Todd Lincoln is a raging alcoholic. Lincoln is a closet case who's having an affair. Surprise, surprise. Again, it was fun looking back on it, but I think I need to see it again, because I'm like, I was just so tired that I'm like, this is just not, I'm like, I just don't think I was in the right mindset. I just don't think the tour is going to be able to stunt cast like they do with the Broadway version. Because I know Maya Rudolph is coming on next month. I know Jinx Monsoon had been in it, and I know Jane, I have no idea what her last name is, but she was like on 30 Rock and stuff. So like, I don't think they're going to be able to have the same level as touring, but depending on how ticket prices look and if they do a lottery when they come to Boston, because it's at the end of the year, I might look into it. Definitely not something you bring a child to, though, so that's 10 out of 10. I don't respect children in theaters. But I need to go fix my bangs. I cut them a little too short. They're not doing what they need to do. I need to go attempt to fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. I had to roll my bangs to get them a little more evenly propped. Like I said, I cut them too short. They should hopefully be okay by Saturday, which is the next time I have time to do my makeup. I also have a nail appointment. I gotta rearrange my entire schedule, because God forbid I assume that I had Sunday off like I usually do, except Sunday's Easter. So my manager's like, oh my god, it's gonna be busy. I'm gonna put Mia on in the morning and take away her day off. So I had to rearrange my nail appointment, and I had to rearrange my movie because I was gonna go see the drama. Except, no, I'm not, obviously. Maybe I can find a time after work. I'm only in until 5. Either way. But yeah, this is the finished look. Something very simple, very easy. I love Makeup by Linz, or Linz Makeup Looks, whatever her username is, Lindsay. Her little usual, like, simple look. And I do love blue with a baby pink kind of moment. But yeah, obviously that wasn't everything that happened in New York. We're very lame. We didn't do a lot of exciting things. I mean, they were exciting to us, but like to the general public, they're standard things. But yeah.